Welcome. In this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Marvel Champions card game, The Rise of the Red Skull expansion. So down at the table, let's go ahead and get the shrink wrap off and take a look at the box. So some nice artwork here. So on the back, see we're getting Hawkeye and Spider-Woman and two complete pre-built hero decks. We're also going to be getting Crossbones, Absorbing Man, Taskmaster, Arnim Zola, and the Red Skull. So the Rise of the Red Skull, you won't bring me to heel. Tom may do it, but never one such as yourself. I am of a kind that dares to seize the throat of the world. Johann Smith, the Red Skull. So this giant-sized 265 card expansion pits you and your friends against the villainous Red Skull, the forces of Hydra, and a host of cold-blooded mercenaries working in their service. The Rise of the Red Skull features 5 all-new, all-different, interconnected scenarios that weave a tale of action and adventure that will challenge even the hardiest of heroes. Will you survive the gauntlet, stand tall, and resist the Rise of the Red Skull? And just one other thing, I've told people I use Fantasy Flight sleeves. They have been discontinued, so now Gamegenic is what Fantasy Flight is showing on the back of their box. So you need the grays there. And just comparing this to the base game, you can see this box is a little bit smaller. And here is another copy of the game that I'll be doing a giveaway for. So today is September 5th of 2020. So on Wednesday evening on September 9th, I'll pick a random person and try to get a hold of them to see if they want this shipped to them or not. And I'll explain later in the video more of the details of what you need to do to get entered to get a copy of Rise of the Red Skull. But first, we'll take a look at what's inside here. We got a rules booklet with a campaign log on the back. So 18 pages here, going over the starting decks on the back. Up here, going over components, the set symbol, some new keywords, new mode of play for campaign mode. Then looks like we're going through the scenarios. So scenario 1, 2, got some comic going on. Scenario 3 with Taskmaster. Scenario 4 with Zola. And then scenario 5 with Red Skull. And then expert campaign rules. So that's everything there. And just a piece of cardboard. And stacks of cards. In like typical fashion, I'm going to go through each of the hero and villain stacks. And I'm sure there's going to be some campaign items in here. I'll keep that to the end. I'll probably show it to you with my eyes shut just so you can see the cards. So I've got all the cards set out, and this will be my first time looking at each of them also. So down in the description below, I will put a timestamp for when I look at each stack. So if there's something you want to look at or things you want to skip past, feel free to do so. So I've got our 2 new heroes, our 5 new villains, and then campaign-only material. So starting with Hawkeye. Hero form, 4-1, attack of 2, defense of 1. He's an Avenger. Quick draw ability as an action, exhaust Hawkeye, ready his bow. Hand size of 5 and hit points of 9. His alter ego, Clint Barton, recovery of 3. He's in shield. Weapon of choice as an action, spend 1 resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for Hawkeye's bow and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck, limit once per phase, and a hand size of 6 with 9 hit points. Then we've got his bow. Upgrade, costs a 0. It's a weapon, restricted. Your hero gets +1 attack, and each of your arrow attacks gains ranged, which is a new keyword, so ranged attacks ignore retaliate. Then we have his quiver. It's an item, 1 cost upgrade. You may play arrow events attached to this card as if they were in your hand. It's a hero action, exhaust Hawkeye's quiver, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an arrow event and attach it face up to this card. Then we have a different version of Mockingbird. 3 cost ally, thwart of 2, attack of 2, health of 3. Avenger and Shield. It's an interrupt. When the villain initiates an attack against you, spend 1 resource of any type and return Mockingbird to your hand. Prevent all damage from this attack. Then we've got a Sonic Arrow. 2 of those. 2 cost event. An arrow attack. Hero action as an attack. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow. Confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. 5 damage instead if it is already confused. Got 2 explosive arrows. 1 cost event. Arrow, hero action. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow and choose a player. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. An electric arrow, 2 cost event. Arrow attack, hero action attack. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. 5 damage instead if it is already stunned. Then we've got 2 cable arrows, 1 cost event. Arrow thwart, it's a hero action thwart. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, remove 3 threat from a scheme, ignoring any crisis icons in play. That can always come in handy. Then we've got a Vibranium arrow, 2 cost event. Arrow attack is a hero action attack. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, deal 6 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. Discard any tough status cards from the target before dealing damage. Very nice. Then 2 expert marksmen. 1 cost upgrade, a skill. It's a resource, exhaust expert marksman. Generate a wild resource for an arrow event. Then you see he's coming in with leadership. So we have a different Hawkeye. So this is Kate Bishop. 2 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 health. An Avenger is an action, exhaust this ally and discard a card from your hand. Deal X damage to an enemy where X is the number of printed resources on that card. Then we have Black Knight. 3 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack with a special ability, 3 health, Avenger. His basic attack gains piercing. Very nice. Discarding tough status before dealing damage. Then we have Goliath, 4 cost ally. Thwart of 2, attack of 1, but it'll take 2 consequential damage. 4 health, an Avenger. So an action, Goliath gets +4 attack until the end of the phase. At the end of the phase, discard Goliath. Max once per phase. U.S. Agent, 3 cost ally. Thwart of 1, attack of 1, health of 5. An Avenger with Retaliate. Then we have 3 Sky Cycles, a 1 cost upgrade. Attached to an Avenger ally, max 1 per ally. Attached ally gains aerial. It's an action, exhausts the cycle, ready attached ally. Then 3 team trainings, 2 cost support. It's a condition, play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Each ally you control gets +1 hit point. I'm liking that one. 3 ready for actions. It's a hero action, give an ally you control a tough status card. That's very good. Then lead from the front, 2 of those, because we've already seen this card before. Hero action, choose a player. Each character that player controls gets +1 thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. And then 2 power of leaderships. Then our basic cards, we've got War Machine, 4 cost ally, thwart of 2, attack of 2. Avenger Shield, 3 health, comes in with toughness. And his basic attack gains ranged, so it ignores Retaliate. Then we've got an Avenger's Tower, 2 cost support. So this is a reprint of another card. Each of your allies has the Avenger trait. Increase your ally limit by 1. As an action, exhaust Avenger's Tower. Reduce the cost of the next Avenger ally played this phase by 1. Then we've got 3 Earth's Mightiest Heroes. 0 cost event. Hero action, exhaust an Avenger character you control. Ready another Avenger character you control. I like that. That's going to give us the ability to ready any hero we have, as long as we have an Avenger. Well, as long as they're an Avenger and they have an ally in play. Very good. And then, of course, our 3 resource cards. Then we get to Hawkeye's obligation. He's got a criminal past. Give to the Clint Barton player. You may flip to alter ego form, choose, exhaust him, remove this card from the game, or discard his bow from play, discard this obligation. Then we have Hawkeye's nemesis, Crossfire. Scheme of 1, attack of 2. 4 health, mercenaries, got a quick strike, so he'll attack when he comes into play. His attacks gain piercing. All right, and a boost. If this boost resolves during an attack, the attack gains piercing. Then marked for death. When revealed, the Clint Barton player searches their hand, deck, discard pile, and play area for Mockingbird and places her face up beneath this card. When this stage is defeated, return Mockingbird to her owner's hand. So it comes in with 5 thread on it. It's going to accelerate, and it's got 3 icons on it. Then we have Crossfire's rifle, giving him +2 attack. Attached to Crossfire, otherwise attached to the villain. Attached to enemy attacks. The attack gains ranged. So hero action, exhaust your hero and spend a wild resource. Discard the rifle. All right, that's getting serious. Very specific there. Then 2 sniper shots. When revealed in alter ego, place 3 thread on the main scheme. When revealed as a hero, deal 3 damage to your hero. So that's a first look at Hawkeye. Now we'll take a look at Spider-Woman. She's got a 4-1, attack of 1, defensive 1. She's an Avenger and a spy. Superhuman agility is an interrupt. When you play an aspect card, Spider-Woman gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense until the end of the round. Limit once per round for each aspect. It's pretty cool there. Hand size of 5, 11 hit points. Jessica Drew, recovery of 3. Shield and Spy, double agent, choose 2 aspects instead of 1 during deck building. You must include an equal number of cards from those aspects in your deck. So in action, look the top card of any deck. Hand size of 6, 11 hit points. Then we've got Captain Marvel, 4 cost ally, 4-2 attack of 2, 3 health. Avenger response after Captain Marvel uses a basic power, draw a card. Like anything that gives us card draw. And we've got 2 finesse, 2 cost upgrade. So condition, hero resource, exhaust finesse, generate a wild resource for an aspect card. Jessica Drew's apartment, 1 cost support. Alter ego action, exhaust her apartment. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for an aspect card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. 2 Venom Blast. 2 cost events, attack and superpower. It's a hero action, deal 5 damage to an enemy. And this card is both a Spider-Woman card and an aggression card. This is where her ability gets neat, because she's going to have all 4 aspects, so she can potentially get +4 to each of her stats up here. Then she's got some pheromones, 2 cost event. Superpower, hero action, stun, and confuse an enemy. This is both Spider-Woman and leadership. And then her protection card, 2 cost event, contaminant immunity. Hero action, deal 3 damage from Spider-Woman and give her a tough status card. So it's both Spider-Woman and protection. And then inconspicuous, 1 cost event, skill and thwart. So hero action thwart, remove a total of 3 threat from among schemes in play. So we can split that up among different schemes, which is really cool. And this card is both Spider-Woman and a Justice card. Then self-propelled, glide. So 1 cost event, superpower, hero action, ready Spider-Woman. She gains aerial until the end of the round. So there's 3 of those. Then we've got Spider-Girl. So now we're into our aggression cards. 2 cost ally, 4-1, attack of 2, health of 2. After you play Spider-Girl from your hand, stun and confuse a minion. All right, could be decent depending on that minion. Then 2 combat trainings. So we've seen these before. Play under any player's control. Max 1 per player. Your hero gets +1 attack. 2 attack teams, which is an older card. Uses 3 attack counters. Enters play with 3 counters. When those are gone, discard this card. It's an action. Exhaust attack team and remove an attack counter from it. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Then 3, press the advantage. So it's a hero action. It's a 1 cost event. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy is stunned or confused, draw a card. Then 3 piercing strikes, 2 cost event. So hero action, deal 3 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. Then we've got Spider-Man. So 5 cost ally, thwart a 2 attack of 2, 4 health, and Avenger. After you play Spider-Man from your hand, remove 3 threat per player from a side scheme. Then we've got 2 heroic intuitions. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Your hero gets +1 thwart, so that's an older card. Then we get skilled investigator, 0 cost upgrade. Skill, play under any player's control, max 1 per player. It's a hero response. After a side scheme is defeated, exhaust skilled investigator, draw 1 card. Then 2 interrogation rooms. So an old location, max 1 per player. After you defeat a minion, exhaust interrogation room, remove 1 threat from a scheme. Then 3, clear the areas, a 1 cost event. So hero action, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat on a scheme, draw a card. It's a good cost. 1 to remove 2 and possibly draw a card. Then we've got our 3 resource cards. And then her obligation, uncertain loyalties. So give to Jessica Drew player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose, exhaust Jessica Drew, remove uncertain loyalties from the game. Or place 3 threat on the main scheme and discard the obligation. And then for her nemesis, we've got the Viper. Scheme of 2, attack of 2. 5 health, elite Hydra. While the Viper is engaged with you, your hand size is reduced by 1. That's not good for anybody. 3 icons there. Then the Viper's ambition. When revealed, place an additional threat per player here. Then we've got 2 Hydra regulars. So schema 1, attack of 2 and 2 health. Insight 1, when this card is revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme. It's a bit scary. And then Hell Hydra. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with a hero attacks that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play engaged with them. Shuffle the encounter deck. That's everything for Spider-Woman. Now on to the villains. So I'll probably just go through the villain cards and their side schemes and then just take a quick look at their cards. So for Crossbones, scheme of 1, attack of 1. Hydra Mercenary, while he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing. Comes in with 12 health per player. Version 2, scheme of 2, attack of 2. While he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing. And when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Crossbones machine gun and attach it to Crossbones. Shuffle the encounter deck. 14 health per player. Then level 3, scheme of 2, attack of 3. While he has a weapon attachment, he gains piercing. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck and 16 health per player. Then scheme 1 is telling you how to set up. So he's going to come out with his experimental weapons, standard encounter sets, 3 modular encounter sets. So Hydra Patrol, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra. Set up, create the experimental weapons deck and set it next to the main scheme. And then attack on Mount Athena when revealed. Reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. Then the Infinity Stone. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. And the Getaway. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck, which I'm assuming is not going to be good. So then we've got his machine gun. He's got some armor. Got a Hydra Bomber, 2 of those. Full auto treachery cards. Hard as Nails, treacheries. Raid the Armory. Then we've got 2 Crossbones Assault side schemes and a Cornered Staff. Then we're looking at our experimental weapons. We've got a laser rifle, energy shield, power gauntlets, and an exosuit. So that's it for Crossbones. On to Absorbing Man. Scheme of 1, attack of 2. He's a brute. He gains a trait of each environment in play. 14 health per player. Level 2, scheme of 2, attack of 2. Same ability there. When revealed, if super absorbing power is in play, deal 1 encounter card to each player. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for super absorbing power and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck if it was searched this way. And 15 health per player. Then level 3, scheme of 2, attack of 3. Same ability there with the environments. It's a forced response on each of those. After he activates against you, if he has the ice or stone trait, place a threat on the main scheme. Metal or wood trait, take 1 indirect damage. 16 health per player. Then none shall pass. So we've got our standard encounter sets and Hydra Patrol. Set up, discard cards from an encounter deck until an environment is discarded. Put that card into play and shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place a delay counter here. Forced interrupt. When environment enters play, discard each other environment card in play. And if this stage is completed, you lose the game. All right, so you've got environments, a dense forest, snowy hillside, rocky outcrop, and an abandoned facility. Then he's got his ball and chain, 2 stall tactics, 2 swinging stones, 2 steel kicks, 2 piercing thorns. Like we've got 3 omnimorph duplications, 2 icy grips. Then we've got 2 avalanche and super absorbing power. Now moving on to Taskmaster. Level 1, scheme of 1, attack of 2. Hydra Mercenary. Force response. After a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. Not a fan of that ability at all. Hit points 13 per player. Level 2, scheme of 2, attack of 2. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Then a force response after a player changes to hero form. Same ability going on. Not a fan. 16 health per player. Then level 3, scheme of 3, attack of 3. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. And the same force response there. 17 health per player. For scheme, hunting down heroes. So we're going to use Taskmaster, Hydra Patrol, and standard encounter sets, along with a modular set. Recommended the Weapon Master. Setup, set each captive ally aside, out of play. Search the encounter deck for Hydra Patrol and put it in play. Shuffle the encounter deck. Then we have Moon Knight. So we've got some allies, it looks here. 4-2, attack of 2, 3 health. He's a captive hero for hire. Response, after you play Moon Knight from your hand, spend a wild resource to draw 2 cards. Then we've got Shang-Chi, 4-2, attack of 2, 3 health. Another captive hero for hire. Response, after you play Shang-Chi from your hand, spend an energy resource to stun an enemy. Then we have the White Tiger, Thwart of 3, attack of 1. 3 health. After you play her, spend a mental resource to remove 3 threat from a scheme. And then Electra. Thwart of 1, attack of 3. 3 health. To play her, spend a physical resource to deal 3 damage to an enemy. And of course, all those are hero cards. So now back to encounter cards here. We've got 2 Hydra Hunters. We've got his sword, shield, then reflexes, 2 mimicry cards, hunted by Hydra, then captured by Hydra, and Taskmaster's training camp. Now moving on to Zola. Level 1, Schema 2, attack of 1. She has Retaliate 1, 12 health per player. Version 2, Schema 2, attack of 2, Retaliate 1. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the test subject side scheme and reveal it. Health of 14 per player. Version 3, Schema 3, attack of 2, Retaliate 1. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and reveals it. 16 health per player. Then for schemes, Island of Dr. Zola. So it gets regular set and the standard, 1 modular encounter set under attack. For setup, search the encounter deck for Hydra Prison and reveal it. Each player searches the encounter deck for a copy of Ultimate Bio Servant and puts it into play. Engage with him. Shuffle the encounter deck. So force response. To resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 test counter here. Then if there are 3 or more test counters here, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player, and remove 3 test counters from the scheme. Then here, when revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and reveals it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Enforce response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place a test counter here. Then if there are 3 or more test counters here, discard cards from the top of the deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player, and remove 3 test counters from the scheme. So we've got 4 Ultimate Bio Servants. 3 Zola's Mutate. 3 Berserk Mutate. Then we've got 3 Defensive Programming. 2 Pain Inhibitors. 2 Neurological Implants. 3 Mind Rays. 2 Technological Enhancements. Then we've got a Hydra Prison. 2 Test Subjects. And Zola's Experiments. Now for the Red Skull. First version, Schema 2, attack of 0 with the extra ability. Each +1 attack for each side scheme in play. 12 health per player. Version 2, Schema 3, attack of 1, along with +1 for each side scheme in play. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. 16 health per player. And version 3, Schema 3, attack of 2, still gets +1 attack for each side scheme in play. And when revealed, deal each player an encounter card. 20 health per player for that. Then for his schemes, we're using a Red Skull and standard encounter sets with 2 modular encounter sets. Recommended Hydra Assault and Hydra Patrol. Then for setup, put the Red House into play. Shuffle every other side scheme into the side scheme deck and set it next to the encounter deck. Set the sleeper aside out of play. So as a force response on this one, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. Then on this one, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck. This isn't going to be fun at all. So force response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. Then we have the sleeper. 3 Hydra Exo Soldiers, Red Skull's Luger, his right hook, 2 of those. He's a master strategist. Twisted Reality, Bitter Rival, Spreading Lies, Infinite Power. Then we got the Red House, Sleeper Awakened, Prison Camps, Censor the Past, Hydra Reinforcements, and Mass Chaos. Then we get our Hydra Patrol cards. So we've got 2 Hydra Regulars, 3 Hydra Soldiers, and Hydra Patrol. And for Hydra Assault, got 3 Hydra Flame Soldiers, 2 Hydra Jet Troopers, Hail Hydra, Combat Knife. So now we're in Weapon Master with a Combat Knife, the Hydra Sidearm, 2 Weapon Master, and a Concussion Grenade. And now we're going to go into campaign specific cards. So if you don't want to see these, feel free to check the timestamp down below and move to that portion. Otherwise, just a quick look here. So first we've got Adrenal Stems, Tactical Scanner, Emergency Teleporter, Laser Cannon, Improved Recovery Upgrade. So these have 2 sides. Basic Defense Upgrade, Basic Attack Upgrade, Basic Thwart Upgrade, and I think we're all back to one-sided here. Zola's Algorithm, Medical Emergency, Martial Law, Anti-Hero Propaganda. Those were Expert Campaign Sets 1 and now Expert Set 2. Looks like the same cards coming up. Then Set 3. And Set 4. And that is everything in the Rise of the Red Skull expansion. So now on to the giveaway. So I'm coming up on my 1.5 year anniversary here in about a month and a half, and just figured this was a good time to do a giveaway as my thanks to all the support I've received for this channel, whether it's just watching videos, liking and subscribing, or if you've gone ahead and joined the YouTube channel. So today is September 5th, 2020, the official release of this game. So on Wednesday evening, September 9th, I'll pick a random winner and see about getting this shipped to you. So as far as shipping in the continental US, I'll go ahead and pay for shipping for that. And if you are overseas, I'll put up to $20 towards shipping, and we can just see if you want that or not if you happen to be the winner. So to get in the drawing for this, in the comments below, just let me know what your current favorite character in the game is, or let me know what Marvel character you're hoping to see brought into the game soon. And I'll be reaching out next Wednesday. And as always, hope you enjoyed this unboxing. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.